Warning, don't listen if it's a podcast you want. This is a Chumcast. Just your basic gabfest among chums. A little news, some entertainment, an annoying opinion or two, and, if you're lucky, maybe even a chuckle.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
So it's time to buckle up. Whetstone Entertainment, in association with Is Chill Productions, presents Don't Listen, a basic Chumcast. And here are your hosts, Big Red and the Shebs.
Remember, everyone, just don't be yourselves.
It's showtime.
Seriously, it's go time already?
Yeah, it's time to fire it up once again.
All right, let's get fired up. Rock me, Amadeus, 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 Amadeus. Oh, Amadeus, Amadeus, Amadeus.
There you go.
Oh man,
boy, there you go. And
didn't mean to scare you.
And the Is Chill guys are looking at Is Chill guys are looking at you like, but the Whetstone guys are back and they're looking at you going, yeah, all right, they like that, they know that.
Rock me, Amadeus.
That's the age difference here in the studio. In the studio, we got lots of different ages here.
So it's on like Donkey Kong. Believe it or not, we have made it to episode 5 of the premiere season of the Don't Listen Basic Chumcast. I'm Big Red. I'm hanging out with my chum, the Shebs. We're just hanging out here in our Bay Meadows studios.
Bay Meadows, okay.
Which is a racetrack in San Mateo, California.
With a 9-hole golf course in the middle.
I forgot about that.
Yes.
That's
We
right.
talked about last week. We talked about Coyote Point and that golf course.
Yeah.
But if you want to take a drop down below the Coyote Point, it was Bay Meadows. There's your 9-hole over there.
Right. So the middle of, I guess these people that are listening from all over the world must think that everything is in the Bay Area.
Everything is in the Bay Area.
Is kind of a fact. But this is a big, huge horse racing track, and in the middle, it was so big in the middle, you could probably put a little city in there, but they decided to put a 9-hole golf course there. I remember that.
Yeah. You had a tunnel goes, underneath the track, right, to the center. And then people, we're idiots in high school, right? And you just start smacking your balls, in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Just bouncing off all the metal and stuff. Yeah.
People might think, dirt bags are hanging out at horse tracks, gambling, bunch of losers, alcoholics, whatever they think, right? But it was a lot of fun, right? On Friday nights, you could go to the horse track. You'd meet up with a bunch of your friends. They had dollar beers. They had dollar hot dogs. And they would have live bands there.
I never went to the tracks. I was always too scared. Just like concerts.
Scared.
Yeah, never went. I was very sheltered as a kid.
We're going to work on that. We're going to get you some electroshock therapy.
Yes.
At some point and work through this fear.
Totally agree. Anyway.
Because you have to Van Gogh with the flow.
You got to Van Gogh with the flow. Okay. Yeah. I got to learn how to do that.
Loosen up. I got a story, one quick story for you. Besides the dollar hot dogs and the dollar beers and everybody, horse races and live bands. So again, I am working for a radio group at the time, and we did a promotion with a band called the English Beat. And Dave Wakeling was the lead singer of this English techno new wave band back in the day. And I loved them. Back in the 80s, I loved the English Beat. So we get to Bay Meadows. I have a friend of mine there that was also a guy we went to high school with who also loved the English Beat. I'm like, dude, we're in charge of the English Beat tonight. They got like a buffet and we got all this stuff. We got to feed him, give him his check for, showing up. So we're basically sitting in sitting in like a large closet, and there's like all this food there. And there's this guy, Dave Wakeling, who was the lead singer of this big band, the English Beat, in the 80s. And he is a piece of work, dude. Like, just filthy. He doesn't look like he's showered in months. He does, he's all jittery. He's got like the frickin' meth shakes.
Really?
He is, and it's just me, because I'm in charge, right? I'm in charge of the promotion. So it's just me and my buddy and this food, this large table of food, and him. And he's sitting there drinking Red Bulls, and we're thinking, and he's just babbling. And we're thinking, dude, you probably should lay out the Red Bull, man. And he's like, but he's like, he's like a superstar from the 80s, and he's just gone so far downhill. And I'll never forget him telling us the story. I mean, we're just buddies. Like, we're just hanging out.
Right,
He's like, hey, you got pickles for that sandwich? Hey, you got some fries here? Hey, you got Lay's are my favorite chips. We were just chatting. And he was like, yeah, I spent the night last night in my van right out there, pointing out the window. He's like, right there, that's my van. And it was like a 1970, like Scooby-Doo van that was like all rusted out. And he's like, yeah, I've been spending the night in that thing in every parking lot I go to, man. I'm going over to this place. I'm going to that place, doing this show here and that show there. I'm just sleeping in my van, man. It's all good. I'm just sleeping. And he's British accent, greasy hair. He's got his fingernail, the for sure way you can tell someone's struggling is the fingernails are all filthy.
Always. Yeah,
right?
That's the giveaway, right?
So it was really funny. We didn't think he was going to be able to pull off the show. He was so fucked up. Like, he was just bing, bing. And sure enough, dude, he got on the stage and he pulled off the show, and that was it, Bay Meadows.
And was it a good show?
It was a great show. I mean, it is what it is at this point, right? I mean, they did that on Friday nights with our radio group, live music, for a couple of years. So they had some big acts that came in there.
Nice.
They were just washed up 80s bands, right?
One of my good friends is a big English beat fan. I bet he can't wait to download this podcast.
They were amazing, but the real story that you learn from that is like, wow, that was not a lot of money. Whatever they were making in the 80s. And he did, a song called Tenderness, which was like the title song for Weird Science, the film. And, wow, it's like, whoa, these 80s guys fell hard. I mean, he was like missing teeth. I mean, he was like, remember we had the show about famous people with bad teeth?
Oh, yeah.
He was on the list. Dave Wakeling should have been on that list.
He should have been on that list.
I mean, it was like an obvious misser. Like one of the very front rabbit, be like Bugs Bunny.
We should go back and like update episodes, and it just after we get all the feedback and kind of like just say, kind of like an addendum, a show addendum. So anyway, but I digress. You continue, Big Red.
That's long enough. That's just one of my many stories there. The dollar beers and the dollar hot dogs, it was worth showing up. The golf course, it was all good. So we're in the Bay Meadows studios today, and we got to give a shout out to our friends here at Whetstone.
Whetstone Entertainment is Chill Productions. Everybody's in the house now for this week. It was nice last week. No Whetstone guys. Not that they cause any issues, but and only a couple is Chill people, and it felt like we had room to breathe.
I think these guys are. You can tell the mood is a little bit different, right? They're less like throwing the classified documents at us every 5 minutes, or they're less businesslike, and they're having a little bit more of a good time. And it's because I think a little bit of the heat, the pressure of selling sponsorships is kind of off of them. They're on to season 2.
Yeah. Again, we're a little surprised. I'm admittedly surprised that
I told them I didn't even want to bring it up. I told these guys I didn't even want to really bring it up because it's amazing. And the donations have actually come in pretty well.
Yep.
So if you guys want to donate, go to the website. Don't listen to chumcast.com. We're trying to save up for a rainy day where we can give you guys some t-shirts. We can run some contests, and we can get out into the community, go to some bars, go to some restaurants, and give away some stuff. Like maybe we get some concert tickets or something.
Always important to note, a portion of all donations go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which is a great cause. Cause.
Parkinson's.
Yep.
Which it runs in my family, by the way.
Oh, congratulations.
It's not a congratulations. My Uncle Curtis, that was not pleasant to watch.
Sure.
It's just, you can't give enough money to an organization like the Michael J. Fox Foundation for just trying to figure that out, because our brains are
it takes donations from all types of Chumcasts, the good ones and the bad ones like ours.
So I just want to say thanks to these guys from Whetstone.
As always, these guys are doing great, and they're all here, and there is still no food. So the second week in a row now, there's no food. So there you go.
And that always seems to happen when I'm hungry.
Yeah. No, we'll go after the show. We'll go figure something out after the show. I
want to say thanks to our listeners too, the group of crickets out there.
Yes, losers, crickets.
They're doing a great job. I mean, actually, we're getting quite a bit of feedback. So we're going to get to that a little bit later in the show.
Excellent.
We have a segment called Holla. And that is going to be the emails that you guys sent us.
We're still getting more emails. That's good.
Yep. We've also got another edition of the WTF, the What the Fuck Power Poll. That'll be coming up a little bit later. And also One Bad Mother. We're going to talk about Clint Eastwood.
Oh, there you go.
And his amazing career. More Cowbell, our 80s segment. I've been looking forward to this for a long time.
This is why they all came back in.
Anthony Michael Hall versus Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's why the Whetstone guys are here.
So they're very familiar. The Whetstone guys are very familiar with Robert Downey Jr., but they're not very familiar with Anthony Michael Hall.
No, yeah, they are. It's chill guys aren't. Doug? They're giving thumbs up. Right. They know.
Yeah, buddy. Our product endorsement. We're going to talk to people about getting to San Francisco because it's going to get cheap.
There you go.
Right? They're talking about being competitive now.
Okay.
City of San Francisco is going to have to lower their prices, so now would be a great time to visit San Francisco.
Excellent.
Also, we got the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka coming up a little bit later.
Oh, nice.
But right now, let's take a look at what happened on this day in history, which is being brought to you today by Open Road Trail Guides.
On this day in history!
On this day in history, one of my favorite actors of all time kicked the bucket. Don Knotts.
Oh.
The Apple Dumpling Gang was one of the first movies I ever got to see in 1975.
Never saw that.
It's funny. Good
I think the first one I saw was either Pete's Dragon.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or Robin Hood, the Disney cartoon one with the fox and stuff like that. So
Don Knotts was great, though. You know, my family is originally my mom and dad are originally from North Carolina, so they were big fans of Andy Griffith.
Sure.
So
yeah, you either know him from that, you either know him from maybe like Mr. Limpet, right? That one where he's the fish.
Yep.
I actually like that movie.
Yep.
And then Three's Company, right?
Yep, Mr. Furley. So he was 81 years old and he died in 2006 from pneumonia related to lung cancer because why? Everybody smoked back then.
Sure.
Everybody smoked. Three's Company, Mr. Furley, was from 1979 to 1984. And one of his main dudes that he worked with all the time was a guy named Tim Conway.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was what happened on this day in history back in 2006. And it was brought to you by Open Road Trail Guides.
The hot mess of a dumpster fire will continue.
Ignorance is no excuse. This Chumcast is not safe. Don't listen.
The Don't Listen Basic Chumcast.
I got my first real 6-string.
Bought it at the 5 and dime.
I played it till my fingers bled.
Was the summer of 70.
Oh, you're a funny guy. Welcome back. It's the Don't Listen Basic Chumcast, and we told you not to listen.
Yeah, if you're still listening, it's just you're just stupid.
Coming up, you got to stick around, though. We got One Bad Mother. We're going to talk about Clint Eastwood and his amazing career. But right now, it's time to get into the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka.
Boom Shakalaka. Here we go.
Which is being brought to you by Suck and Blow Cannabis Shops.
Oh yeah, the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka.
Nice.
Cannabis sponsor, huh?
Okay, there we go.
And look, we have the fishbowl sitting right here.
There you go.
I'm putting my head in. I'm not depending on you for anything.
No, I don't need it. No, you can reach it.
Okay. Oh yeah, and this is a good one. So, the Partridge Family versus the Brady Bunch.
Oh, okay.
Talk about controversy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. So
and they knew each other. They all knew each other too at the same time. They were all like on the sound stage, right? They were all
I think they met each other at some point. This was fun research, actually. I worked with Eric and Ryan on this. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan just gave me the classified documents. I didn't have to ask for them. I did not even have to ask for them.
Yes.
So let's get into this.
And I bet you, because they're young, so I bet you they enjoyed learning about these guys. Michael and Doug, who are here from Whetstone Entertainment, they are, I'm sure, very familiar with these.
Yeah, they were not sold on the idea of getting into this when I first suggested it.
It's okay.
But once we got into the research, they were like, this can work. Because it was very popular.
Yeah, they have no credibility. They like George Washington's teeth, so that's forget it.
Here's the guy who couldn't talk and couldn't smile for his whole entire life.
Yes, so here we go.
George Washington.
Well, I have my opinion, but you go ahead. I'm following your lead. There you go.
Rock me, Amadeus. Here we go. Some Partridge Family, just some facts here, right? There's one correlation that I kind of want to point out. The Partridge Family and the Brady Bunch actually were on the air at about the same time, and they had about the same amount of episodes, from 69 to 74. Danny Partridge was heated. He was wasted just about the entire time that the show was going, and this is all before he got his first pube.
Yeah, and he's a redhead. He's like your brother, right? He's a total ginger. That guy, bright red hair.
That's how it was when you were kids. When we were kids, it could be, fluorescent.
I can't believe they even picked him for that. That red hair would have been a turnoff. I would have thought.
What are you talking about?
I'm just,
red hair.
No, I'm just saying
red hair is very trendy right now.
Okay.
It's very trendy. But
we're talking about the early 70s now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what?
It kind of freaked me out.
Yeah. Danny was hammered the entire time, like I said. And this all happened before. The guy was getting hammered before he had pubes. David Cassidy was a little bitch. $600 a week, and he got a recording contract, and it was never enough. Dramatic pause.
That was really dramatic. That was a good one. Thank you.
Yeah. So, what else can I tell? Okay, so Shirley Jones and David Cassidy actually sang on their Grammy-nominated album together in 1971. The big hit was "I Think I Love You."
Yeah, you do?
I know I love you.
Yeah, I was just wondering, are you talking to me or are you talking about the song?
And my favorite character was Ruben. And he was the dude who had to put up with all the bullshit.
And he was secretly infatuated by Shirley Jones.
Dramatic pause. Brady Bunch facts. 69 to 74 was when they were on the air. Johnny Bravo was banging the entire cast. Even Mike. Dramatic pause.
There's no evidence of that.
Cindy actually had a lisp. She sells seashells by the seashore.
I can't stand that Buddy Hinton for teasing her. Forget it.
Buddy Hinton was a dick.
Yeah. Yeah. But then he came around, right? Because Peter really gave him a right cross, and that was all it took.
Yep.
His tooth was loose. His tooth was loose. Look at you, loose my tooth.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Baby talk, baby talk. It's a wonder you can walk.
And Barry Williams, the guy who played Greg, he got high before many, many episodes.
Sometimes he crashes his car and gets a fat lip on an episode.
The one more thing I can tell you about the Brady Bunch is that it took several takes before Peter could throw the football and hit Marcia right directly on the nose.
Her nose.
It took several takes. She was totally pissed off. What was her name again? What was the girl's name?
Maureen McCormick.
Yeah, Maureen McCormick. Yeah. She was totally pissed off because she kept getting hit and she wasn't getting hit in the right spot. In the nose.
Really?
Oh, my nose!
That must have really hurt because you're throwing a ball there,
especially for a scared little whimpering little girl like you. Yeah, you're scared of everything, right? I could have taken it.
All right, I'm just saying it's hands down. If you want to ask me about any trivia about Brady Bunch, I probably got a good wealth of knowledge.
Okay,
I got nothing on Partridge Family.
Okay, so do you remember these episodes, these Brady Bunch episodes? Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, remember Johnny Bravo.
The driving contest and knock off the egg.
Oh yeah.
Peter's voice change.
Oh yeah, it's time to change. You got to rearrange.
And don't play ball in the house.
Don't play ball in the house. Yeah, you knocked over that. So you actually ruined so many things. Not just the vase, right? But it causes the other kids to have to work and chores while you get to go camping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of camping, which two kids got lost in the Grand Canyon?
Oh, it was Bobby and Cindy, of course, right?
That was a big one. And then the Hawaii episode.
Oh, yeah. The tiki tiki taki taki idol. Yeah.
Wake me up before you go go.
Oh, here you go. All right.
Wake me up before you go go.
I don't even know what the second line is. What's the second line?
Dramatic pause.
I mean, it's Wham, right?
Wake me up
before
you go. Because I'm not planning on a going.
No, I didn't even get that far in the song. That's as far as I know.
See, this is your little way of rebelling.
Yes.
Against the classified documents. And you know what happens when you rebel against the script or the classified documents?
All I know. See, here, let me stand up real quick. Look.
Dude.
Tight, short shorts I'm wearing. I wore short shorts today.
It's nothing to joke around
I know.
about. So the comparison between the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family is real. They virtually, like I said, shot in the same time frame, the same seasons, and they had the same amount of episodes. And what else can I tell you? Oh, Jan, she tried lemon juice on her freckles while Danny embraced his.
Yeah, there you go.
Danny embraced his. Drunk Danny embraced his freckles, and Jan was trying to get rid of hers.
I don't understand.
I did try to put lemons on mine too.
Did you?
After seeing that episode, I was like, maybe that'll work.
Maybe it will work. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't work. And eventually I embraced my freckles. After filming Sunshine Days, the singing episode for the Brady Bunch, the Partridge Family were actually waiting backstage for them. Dramatic pause.
To do what?
They met backstage. The Partridge Family were always singing on that stage. The Brady Bunch did Sunshine Day.
Everybody's happy. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunshine Day.
Well, yeah, I'm also just saying the Brady Bunch went on tour too. They did the carnival circuit.
Yeah.
County fair stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were doing a bunch of blow and smoking out and drinking.
I'm just saying.
And banging Florence Henderson.
There you go.
I think Alice might have been a lesbianist. She might have had a lesbianist.
So we're doing Partridge Family versus Brady Bunch, right?
Yeah.
Clearly Brady Bunch is on top. I think by far.
Well, that's what you think. I'm going to go with my connection is with the Partridge Family, and that's strictly because Danny and I were both freckled redheads. There's a connection there that cannot be broken. So, and the lead character in the Partridge Family, we have a common name. I'm just going to go with that. There's a common name.
Your name is Shirley?
No, his name was Big Red too. His name was Big Red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's dead. He's dead.
No.
Yeah. David Cassidy is dead.
Oh, yes.
Right? He's dead. And the one little kicker that I'm going to leave them with, I'm going to leave everybody with, the three crickets, is that Lori, Susan Day, had a big crush on him. And he did not want anything to do with her.
Oh, that's a shame.
He was a pain in the ass. The whole time he was a pain in the ass. So he wanted to be a real musician. That was his whole thing.
Yeah, he wanted to play real rock and roll, and they kept making him play the pop tunes.
Yep. And and he would not give her the time of day. So she hated him so bad for not responding to her love for him. She wouldn't talk to him on set. She wouldn't do any reunion tours. She would not go to his funeral.
You didn't even go to his funeral.
Yeah. Don't piss off Lori, dude. Lori was for real.
And then she became an attorney on LA Law.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. And she really, really solidified her career.
Well, I'm going with the Brady Bunch. I mean, you can't go wrong when you have a young Bobby Brady getting his first kiss with Millicent, right? Cindy sees it, teases him about it. He doesn't know if he saw fireworks or skyrockets, and he has to go back and kiss her again. She might have mumps. Bobby's running around, skyrockets, fireworks. Who knows what he's seeing? He's just trying to figure it out. So anyway, that's all I'm saying. That's the kind of knowledge. Don't go to the obvious, George Glass or the my nose, right? You got to go deep. You got to go deep down into the Melissa Sue Anderson from as Millicent from Little House on the Prairie, Bobby's first kiss. End of story. Brady Bunch.
I'm proud of you. You're all grows up. You got an opinion now.
I do. I decided to start participating in this Chumcast.
All grows up.
Because it was sucking really bad until I started chiming in. Now people are liking it.
And that was the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka. And it was brought to you by Suck and Blow Cannabis Shops.
Don't listen chumcast.com.
You've been corrupted, hijacked, and exploited. Don't listen.
This is how we party.
Nothing, but a whole lot of nothing burger right here. Don't listen.
Little ditty.
About Jack and Diane
Two American kids.
growing up in the heartland.
No! Doing best they can. I'm not even going to do a redo with you anymore. You're doing this on purpose. You're rebelling against the classified documents and the scripts.
There's no
you
way.
think you're funny and you're not. That's John Cougar. Dude, you can't.
But-
You're pissing me off.
No, but at the beginning,
Little ditty.
about Jack, not about Jack and Diane
Two American kids.
doing the best they can, but that's
Thank
the end,
you.
But that's the end of the song.
Who cares? It's the ditty that we're singing.
You're acting like I didn't have a line. I had the line correct. I had the correct line. It's the beginning of the song.
No, you're screwing up on purpose to piss me off, and I'm not going to let it work. I'm going to Van Gogh with the flow.
Yeah, don't listen chumcast.com. Let Big Red know he's an idiot. I was right. It's the very first lyric line.
Your defensiveness is giving you
No,
away right now.
I'm just saying. All right, forget it. Here we go. All right, we're at Yeah Buddy though. That's nice.
Yeah, buddy is coming up in just a second, but I want these guys to stick around for the Clint Eastwood segment. That's One Bad Mother, and we're also mother, and we're also going to get into the careers of Anthony Michael Hall and Robert Downey Jr., and that's coming up in our 80s segment. More cowbell. Right now, it's time to get into Yeah, Buddy,
Yeah, buddy.
which is sponsored, I believe.
Boy, you're really slow on this one.
Yeah,
Very
it's
nice
brought to you
notes.
by Slam Dunk Donut Shops.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy. And we're talking about coming to San Francisco
Okay.
because we need less homeless and more people with money to come and have some fun in San Francisco.
Okay.
And now is a great time because, after being so expensive and having people complain about all the homeless people taking craps all over the sidewalks everywhere and blah, 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 now they're going to be competitive with all the other cities. They're going to lower their prices, and it's a great time to come see. Really, San Francisco is really the most beautiful city in America. I mean, I'm biased, but it's where I'm from. I'm born and bred here. I am a San Franciscan, but
It's
damn
a
it,
city of character. It's beautiful.
Damn it, there is nothing like Alcatraz.
Yeah. Well, the waterfront now. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Then out to the Golden Gate, around the Horn. It's really beautiful.
So I'm going to recommend that people come out here, work it out in advance.
So
you
the
can-
product is San Francisco.
Yeah.
The product endorsement is San Francisco.
Yeah, buddy. That's what it is. I think that there's a lot of Golden Gate Park is a lot like the Central Park of the West Coast, right? So I'm just going to recommend that people come out in one of 2 months. October is the top month to ever come to San Francisco. Right?
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
most
You get
perfect
the
time.
Indian summers. It's beautiful, right?
Or maybe April or May. Those are
And remember, the summers are actually cold. The valley in the state heats up and draws all that cold air from the coast in, and just really makes San Francisco very cold. So,
And don't ever come here for the 4th of July and anticipate that you're going to get a great fireworks show.
no, you won't. It'd be fogged out every time.
Every time.
Look, different colored clouds is what you're going to see.
That's right. So say no to the 4th of July, but you do need to make your way. You should put this on your bucket list if you've never been to San Francisco, because these are the things that you must see, I think, before you die. So plan it out in advance. The more in advance, we have beautiful hotels, great restaurants. It's like a foodie heaven. And you can get great airfares at
Sure.
this point. So
and either to as well, not just San Francisco, but to Oakland, which is actually closer to downtown San Francisco than San Francisco Airport is.
And people don't know that.
They don't know that.
And cheaper to fly into Oakland too.
And you have access to BART, which can jump you right on in very quickly as well. San Francisco now has access to BART, but it takes a little bit longer.
So here's some of the things when you get here that you can't. First of all, the sourdough, you got to buy the sourdough. The original sourdough bread, you got to get it. While you're here, while the seagulls are attacking you down on the water, down on the bay, you got to do it. But here's just some of the things. Alcatraz, I always take my out-of-town friends to Alcatraz. And they have one that you can do at night or during the day, but you have to plan for that because we were kids. You could just show up and go on a boat.
Not anymore. They sell out.
They sell out very quick. So Alcatraz is probably the most popular thing you can do. So you got to plan for that. You got to go to Golden Gate Park, hang out there. They have some free museums there and stuff you can do there.
Sure.
Right? The marina, I would stop at the marina, the green there and have a sandwich, hang out, do whatever. North Beach is great. They have great restaurants there. Have dinner in North Beach. DiMaggio's place is there. Golden Gate Bridge, you've got to go across you'll never see another bridge like the Golden Gate Bridge.
No. Yep.
Right? The what is it? It's the gateway to the Pacific Ocean. And underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, there's actually a shipwreck underneath there. It's still there. They were unable to get it out. And if you go out into the Pacific, there's 300 or 400 ships, wreckages that are there. Wreckages?
Wreckages. No, that's good use. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also the home of a lot of sharks, so you got to be careful. But if you walk over the Golden Gate Bridge, you can look down, you can see dolphins. Sometimes you'll see whales. There's all sorts of...
And nice big tankers coming in. Yeah.
Nice big tank, nice view of Alcatraz.
Yep.
Right? So I would also, if you have, 10 days or so, I would plan a trip to Napa, drinking some wine. You could do a day trip to Tahoe, over 5 hours away. Actually, that's kind of unrealistic because of the traffic situation.
Yep.
But it would be nice if you had an endless vacation and an endless amount of time. So those are some of the things that you have to do. Some of the things that are kind of optional. Cable car, kind of touristy.
Yeah, but still, if you were going to go on a cable car, do the Hyde Street line. That comes because when you come down Hyde Street, which is at the top of the Hyde Street, is the Lombard Street.
Yep.
That is a steep incline downhill. And on the cable car, it's amazing. So absolutely, if you're going to do one, do the one that the Hyde Street brings you into Fisherman's Wharf.
Land's End Park is free. Baker Beach is free. Chinatown is free. Union Square is free. These are all optional. These are things on the fringe if you have a little bit of extra time. Fisherman's Wharf is crime-ridden at this point. It's kind of a joke, but
Pier 39, very touristy, but
very touristy.
But to me, I don't care for the Pier 39 as much, but that's the one I would say is more of an optional. It's just the typical tourist stuff,
and it's all right there together. Fisherman's Wharf, Pier 39, Coit Tower, and Ghirardelli Square. But you got to come to San Francisco before you die.
And just a point of you can also visit our friends at Go Kart Tours San Francisco. That's another bucket list item for a lot of people. They were one of our sponsors in our first episode. And one thing about the Alcatraz stuff, it does sell out. I do remember that is one of the things that people get caught off guard with. But if they are sold out, one of the things you can do, look for other tour companies that sell tickets to Alcatraz as part of a tour package. So a lot of times they still have stuff available. So if you get stuck, look at other tour companies and look for a package deal, and then get tickets that way if you need to.
So come on to San Francisco, and that was buddy. Travel to San Francisco, and it was being brought to you by Slam Dunk Donut Shops.
Halftime!
Leo Rawson once said, "The most astounding fact about reformers, driven by the purest of motives and the most spotless goodwill, is that it does not dawn on them that their programs can make things worse." Big Red and I are known as reformers of the Chumcast world, and with that, we know we are making things worse. But we can't do it alone. Please head out to the don'tlistenchumcast.com website, donate, participate, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook. As a reminder, a portion of your donation will go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research. And in that spirit, the words of Samuel Taylor Coleridge come to mind. Every reform, however necessary, will, by weak minds, be carried to an excess which will itself need reforming. Or, according to Michael and Doug from Whetstone Entertainment, that's called Season 2.
Don't listen. It's a mind virus.
STFU, GTFO, and WTF.
This is how we party.
Taboo, voodoo, and boohoo. Don't fucking listen.
Chinese spy balloons in here are kind of freaking me out. I think we should pop one of them. You know what? Your love is like bad medicine.
Well, bad medicine is all I need.
See? You remembered that line, didn't you?
But one of the greatest bands ever. Yeah, of course I am going to remember that.
Sometimes you just need to be scolded in order to get back in line.
I remember Jack and Diane. I gave you the verse from the opening lines, not the ending.
Again, your defensive nature is selling you out.
I don't know why you're on my case over it. I'm telling you, I got the right line.
I'm not even really on your case. I'm just giving you a hard time because I like to see you get all bent out of shape.
I just like to participate in this Chumcast that sucks.
This is the Don't Listen Basic Chumcast. I'm Big Red. He is the Shebs. And we want you to stick around for the Power Poll. That's the What the Fuck Power Poll. It's being sponsored by Cabinet Kings. That's coming up a little bit later. Also, we're going to talk about Clint Eastwood in One Bad Mother. But right now, it's time to get back into the 80s. More cowbell.
More cowbell.
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You're not paying attention again.
What do you mean more cowbell?
More cowbell. It's the segment we're on right now. Aren't you reading the classified documents?
I'm reading them.
Slacking, dude.
Yeah, you're the one who did a dramatic pause.
So we're going to talk about Anthony Michael Hall.
Okay.
16 Candles boy.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Breakfast Club.
We're going to compare his career to Robert Downey Jr.'s.
Okay, here we go.
So Michael Anthony Hall first. Vacation, right, was in 1980.
Yeah, there you go. The original, and then the best one. Right?
Rusty.
Yep. Rusty.
Yep. He drank a beer with Chevy Chase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But before that, there was a very little known movie with Kenny Rogers called Six Pack.
Oh.
Very good movie. Very good movie. He was just a little kid, but it's a very good family-friendly movie that I would recommend. Kenny Rogers.
You would recommend a family-friendly movie?
Yeah, it was one of those movies that we went to go see when we were kids, right? We could go see that movie. It was okay. Kenny Rogers was an underrated, humongous star back in the day.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, seriously underrated. So anyway,
The Gambler.
So Anthony Michael Hall gets off to a great start with Vacation and Six Pack, and then in '84, it's on like Donkey Kong. In 1984, it's 16 Candles and No More Yankee Ma Wanky.
Automobile?
I mean, seriously, maybe my top 10 of all time.
Sure. Yeah.
So that kind of launches him in 84. I mean, look at the resume. Vacation, Six Pack, 16 Candles, 85, it's Breakfast Club and Weird Science.
Yeah, there you go. He's rocking it.
Who had a better 2-year run? It's really difficult to find somebody who had a better 2-year run.
If you kind of go, maybe you go back to some of the Brat Pack guys, maybe something like that. That's all I'm trying to say. Oh, there you go. The phone is who's calling? Right in the middle. See, I knew to turn mine on mute, but someone's calling you.
Who you gonna call?
That's some of these Ghostbusters are calling you. Apparently. Anyway, you might compare Anthony Michael Hall with maybe some of the Brat Pack, right? There were some movies, C. Thomas Howell or
oh yeah, I interviewed C. Thomas Howell.
So maybe some of those guys, but otherwise, but he totally Anthony Michael Hall. He was absolutely rocking it, and then he crossed paths with Robert Downey Jr. Right, and that was in Weird Science, right?
Yeah. So let's see. So I'm trying to deal with the butt dial. That's a chick.
Is it butt dial?
That's a hot chick who definitely dialed the wrong number.
I don't know why she. I wonder if it's our fan. I wonder if that was our fan Stacy from Gilroy.
I don't know why she would be calling me, especially knowing that I'm doing the.
I told you not to call Stacy.
Chumcast at this point. Okay, so 85, he goes into Breakfast Club and Weird Science. No better 2-year run. He did Out of Bounds, which was an underrated film in 86. And he finally brought Robert, like you were talking about, he finally brought Robert Downey Jr. along for the ride with Uma Thurman in 1988 with Johnny Be Good.
No.
Don't remember it, do you?
Don't remember that.
So he and Robert Downey Jr. are, really good friends. And they refer to that as their B movie.
Oh, okay.
Johnny Be Good. But it's actually pretty good. It's brainless. It's stupid. It's like Varsity Blues before Varsity Blues.
Oh, okay.
Right. And it's a big change of pace for Anthony Michael Hall as well. He tries to play kind of a stud. Not here.
So the phone's ringing again, and you decide not to put on mute. There's a little button you can put on your phone.
I'm going to turn it off.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can't stop the fans. I just can't stop them.
That's okay.
I can't stop them.
Yeah.
I can't stop them from loving me.
Well, there you go. Hey, you should be proud. You figured out how to mute your phone. That was good.
That was good.
All right. So now we're going to Robert Downey Jr. Okay.
Yeah, Robert Downey. Okay, so do we have a dramatic pause yet?
No. The phone kept ringing. That's why we didn't have one.
So Robert Downey Jr. has been in some amazing 80s films, but let's understand that they were mostly in support. In the 80s, right. He was mostly a support actor. So Anthony Michael Hall actually got him into Weird Science because they're buddies, right?
Yeah.
So he got him the support role in Weird Science where he plays the complete dick.
Yes.
All right. He plays the complete bully.
Almost like 80s Buddy Hinton. Yeah.
And then in 86, he's got a little bigger support role in Back to School.
Okay. You betcha. Absolutely.
One of my favorites.
I absolutely enjoyed it.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh yeah. Mr. Mellon, right?
Man, that's one of my favorites.
Yep.
And then The Pickup Artist was a bust. That was with Molly Ringwald. And then, wait for it, it's 1987, Less Than Zero. Yeah. That's where Robert Downey Jr. pops as a drug addict, right? That's with Andrew McCarthy. That's one of my favorite movies, too. Besides Johnny Be Good in 1985, it's a series of busts. All the way into 1989, where his buddy Mel Gibson tries to save his career in Air America.
Yeah.
Right? He's up against it at this point. And it's actually another bust. So Air America gives him another chance to get a feature, and the feature he does is Chances Are, and it busts.
Yeah.
So by the end of the 80s, it's all Anthony Michael Hall.
Yep, and he's stuck with hanging out now with Corey Feldman.
Michael Anthony or Anthony Michael?
Anthony Michael.
I don't know. I always get that screwed up. Yeah, he's hanging out with Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Doing Blow.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're doing Blow and
but
Ecstasy.
But then you turn around and boy, talk about who's a big star now.
Yeah, so in the 80s, it's completely flipped. But when you get into the 90s, seriously, when you get into we're talking about pre-Iron Man. This is all this work is what gets him that franchise deal. We're talking about Chaplin, Restoration, Natural Born Killers. And this is why the big argument on Robert Downey Jr. is he was a better actor when he was wasted. There's a big thing on the research that we ran into that was like he was a far, far better actor when he was all fuckered up compared to clean and sober and being Iron Man. Which, by the way, Iron Man was like my favorite comic book growing up. And when I went to the movie theater to see Iron Man, I was almost in tears. I was so disappointed with what Hollywood had done to my Iron Man. Dude,
Really?
pussy.
Almost-
Turned him into a pussy.
Almost into tears. That really affected you that much.
And it did, dude. I mean, there was a time when I was into movies. There was a time when I was into
So Downy was all effed up like with Chaplin and stuff?
Oh, yeah. He was spinning all over the place, dude. I don't think he actually did any jail time until the mid-90s.
Yeah, okay.
Early to mid-90s, I think. I remember talking about him on my radio show. So, yeah, mid-90s. But anyway, the end result here is I just want people to understand that his career did take off, but it wasn't until the 90s. People think that Robert Downey Jr. was this big 80s guy, but he was really a supporting actor throughout all those films.
Correct. Yeah.
And The Run was all about Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
16 Candles, Breakfast Club, and Weird Science. Booyah!
I tell you. And then Anthony Michael Hall kind of starts doing some little stuff. I mean, he did the Dead Zone, right? He did some things later on, and
SNL.
And he played, but he also played like Bill Gates, right, in one of some movies like this. So he hang around, but definitely Anthony Michael Hall, 80s. There you go. Robert Downey Jr. really came along in later in life.
And that was More Cowbell, our 80s segment. Man, I actually look forward to that for a very long time.
Yep, good thumbs up from the Whetstone guys. Is chill, just they're sitting there looking at the monitors.
So that was More Cowbell, and it was brought to you by Killer Car Detailers.
Turn off, walk away, and don't look back.
This is a blatant threat to our democracy. Don't listen.
People, are you ready? Are you ready?
Follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and let's get stupid.
So welcome back. It's the Don't Listen Basic Chumcast. I'm Big Red along with the Shebs, and they confiscated my phone.
Yes,
They took it.
they did take it.
They took it.
They didn't trust that you knew how to actually turn it on to silent mode. So
That's like a testicle. They took my testicle.
yes, they did that. That was the young guys. That wasn't the Whetstone guys.
Not really down for that, but whatever. So stick around for the What the Fuck Power Poll. It's coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, we're going to get into one of my favorite segments. We're going to talk about Clint Eastwood in the One Bad Mother segment, which is brought to you by Twin Turbo Automotive Care.
That's one bad mother.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
What do you think about him? Any thoughts? 70 years, buddy. He's been doing it for 70 years in Hollywood.
Actor, but if you were to ask like the Is Chill guys, they probably really know him more probably as a director, right?
Well, he couldn't get that. I don't think probably, if they even know that. Look at him. Look at them.
Yeah, I
their
mean,
faces are in my phone right now.
All
Probably.
I'm saying
That's their
is,
phone.
Ryan looks like a guy who's really into bridges of Madison County.
Oh God, please. Does kind of look like that guy though.
Yeah, right.
He's never heard of. He's never heard of bridges.
He doesn't know. He has no idea what we're talking about.
So I will tell you that he couldn't catch a cold. Clint Eastwood, for the first 10 years of his career, could not catch a cold in Hollywood until an Italian director, Sergio Leone, got him involved in the spaghetti westerns. That was in 1965, where he hooked him up with a tiny little film called For a Few Dollars More. Right? Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was actually started in 1964 with A Fistful of Dollars, right? Which is an amazing film. Then in 65, it was For a Few Dollars More. Then he went on in 66 to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And then Hang 'em High.
Hang High scared me. I watched
Scared
that.
again.
Yeah, I was always constantly scared. I was in England when I saw it. I was traveling there with my father. It was like 12 or something like that.
Were you abused?
Oh no!
Why are you so pitiful? Why are you so scared of things like that? This is a cowboy, dude.
I know, but they're hanging people.
Oh yeah, and raping people.
Yeah, it's not.
There was some of that going on. My dad was dragging me to all these movies.
You got two brothers who were saying goodbye to each other for the final time up on the gallows. I mean, come on, it was a little rough for me.
The word for that would be harrowing.
Yes, thank you.
So now I can understand your fear a little bit. But we're still going to do the shock therapy thing.
Okay, but all right. Clint Eastwood, though, he's got a good chiseled face. He's doing good so far.
Hang 'em High in 68, and then he makes the transition from being a cowboy to being a soldier, because in 68, he does Where the Eagles Dare, which is a great military film, and then it's on to Kelly's Heroes in 1970.
Yep, there you go.
Then we start to pick up, I mean, this is like a long time ago, dude. This is like in the 1970s, Dirty Harry.
There you go.
So, he's proving his worth at this point. So Dirty Harry is in 1971. And the sequels for Harry Callahan are Magnum Force in 73, The Enforcer in 76, Sudden Impact in 83, The Deadpool in 88. All critical and commercial successes.
Yeah, very good.
So he had a nice run there, right? Also, in the mix in 1976 is the outlaw Josie Wales.
There you go.
So he decides to throw a little cowboy action.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? He throws a little cowboy action in there. And in 1972, he threw in a directorial and a producer credit in High Plains Drifter.
There you go.
Which is eerie.
Yeah.
A very eerie.
Yeah.
That's the opening scene. I believe High Plains Drifter is the opening scene where he comes into town and he rapes the chick.
That's right.
Right off the top.
Right.
So Clint had this thing going on with raping chicks. That was in the Gauntlet in 77 too, even though he wasn't the raper. He was the one watching the rape in the boxcar.
Yeah.
In the Gauntlet. I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about the guy because he's done a really good job, but it is a sign of the times that Hollywood used to be able to show some horrific things, right? To get their point across.
Well, like we talked about before, 16 Candles, he's sleeping with a drunk chick, Anthony Michael Hall there.
Not happening.
Just saying.
Not happening anymore.
Nope, just saying.
Yeah.
They ain't going to show that stuff now.
So, yeah, I mean, the sign of the times, right? And my dad was dragging me to all these films. I mean, they were second rate. I was going to see them at the Belmont for $2 or whatever. Dad wasn't paying retail to go see a film.
No, yeah.
But he was dragging me to this stuff. I remember we were at the Gauntlet, and I was like, oh, my God, what is going on? And my dad was just like not making eye contact. It was, oh, God, I probably shouldn't have brought him to this movie, that kind of thing. But, let's see. That was in 77. Oh, yeah, My Wheelhouse with Clint. So he's got 70 years. He's got a whole bunch of wheelhouse, but my wheelhouse started with Every Which Way But Loose.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that one. It wasn't my gig.
I was brought up with this Clint Eastwood stuff, so anything Clint Eastwood was a big deal to me. So Every Which Way But Loose, Escape from Alcatraz,
sure, you're a good one.
Tightrope,
yep,
Pale Rider, Heartbreak Ridge, Firefox. I didn't like that.
I liked Firefox.
Yeah,
I was good. I was good with that one. Had an airplane in it.
And as we mentioned before, the Dead Kill. The Deadpool, which was cool. I thought Ian.
That was a good one.
What was his name? What's the oh God, what's the guy's name? He's a big time actor now.
Who?
He does the Taken movies.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson was in the Deadpool.
Was he really?
He played the rock star.
Oh, nice.
That was murdering.
Oh, I didn't know
serial
that.
killer guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
There's a little trivia for you. I took that one directly out of my bunghole.
That was a good one.
It
yes,
was.
and didn't smell.
No, perfumey. So it's hard to believe it, but in the 90s, it just got better, right? We've talked about the 60s, we've talked about the 70s, we've talked about the 80s. And in the 90s, it even got better. And that run continues to go. We're talking about 70 years. Dramatic pause. Fuck the Oscars. Dramatic pause. Why do I say that? Because Clint, the king of all bad mothers, got completely jobbed by the people at the Oscars.
Totally.
He's the greatest of all time, and they still thought that he stunk, I guess. I don't even know what's going on with those people. So in 2005, it took until 2005, he won for $1 Million Baby.
Yeah, there you go.
And in 93, he won for The Unforgiven.
Yep.
Which are not his best pictures. But he put in all that time. They felt so bad for treating him like crap the whole time.
Yeah.
Best director and best picture for both of those.
Yep.
So Clint got his due.
He did. You know, Gran Torino and also another great one. He did Letters at Iwo Jima. He was involved with that, right? Did all sorts of stuff. Again, I think
he's one bad mother.
He's one bad mother. Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that segment?
That was a great segment. Who was it brought to us by?
It was brought to us by Twin Turbo Automotive Repair.
The Don't Listen Basic Chumcast.
This is f***ing treason. Don't listen.
People, are you ready? Are you ready?
Just a bunch of time. We'll never get back. Don't listen.
Chinese spy balloons are still kind of freaking me out.
They're Mylar.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I want to pop one of them.
All right.
Because I think the COVID is in that one right there.
There you go. There you go. That's clever.
All right, let's get to the what the fuck power poll.
Here we go. Should we call it what the heck power poll?
No.
It's not comfortable swearing.
No, you can go with WTF. I don't want to make you more uncomfortable, timid boy.
Okay.
But it is what the fuck is going on? That's what it's all about. What the fuck is the power poll?
Fine. But you're saying it, that's fine.
What the power poll?
The power poll, now that you've made me uncomfortable saying the F word, the power poll is being brought to you by our friends at Cabinet Kings. And what we want you to do is we want you to go to the website, don'tlistenchumcast.com, and look for the power poll, place your vote, and then discuss. And what we are talking about is, who do you prefer, the Brady Bunch or the Partridge Family? It's very simple.
I'm going to tell you, Brady Bunch will win.
I'm not going to make any predictions because there's a lot of coolness in both of those shows.
I'm telling you. Brady
There's
Bunch, though.
Positives on both sides. We don't have to pick teams.
All right. I've already voted. There you go.
I saw you doing something over there.
Yeah.
I thought it was masturbation.
No.
It's okay if I say masturbation, right?
Yes, you can say that.
It's okay?
Yeah, that's allowed. Yeah.
That's a science thing. Rock me, Amadeus.
Yes, there you go. Okay.
Masturbation. Right. Dramatic pause. All right.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's the power poll.
All right, so you want to move on to Holla?
Holla.
Holla! 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 Holla!
Holla is being brought to you today by our friends down on 25th Avenue in San Mateo, the Vinyl Solution Records.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
This is a Tommy. As for Tommy Tunes.
This is a little bit of pressure here because the Is Chill guys are now saying got to wrap it up. We're going long here.
Well,
we can't read all these.
We're going to have to. We started negotiating more time for this segment. So hopefully we're going to get more time for the Holla segment coming up after today. So, all right, cool, dude. Back off. Get these guys out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Back them off.
Yeah.
See all the shit that I have all over me to do here? And these guys are still... All right, so let's just get to this.
There we go.
So we got any Will Smith stuff?
No, I got a Elvis.
Okay, what did they say about Elvis?
Steve from Winnipeg. Have we had a Canada yet?
I think we have.
Have we?
Not Winnipeg, but I think we've had like someone from Canada.
Someone from Canada. Very simple, actually. Elvis died of a heart attack. End of story. So basically, he's telling you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You know, everybody. That's what makes it fun.
Red has a huge conspiracy theory. If you listen to the last Chumcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
These guys just are forcing us to wrap this up.
Wrap it up. One more.
Okay, so nice touch. The what the heck power poll is cool. That's from Lisa in St. Louis. Could that be right? St. Louis, Missouri?
Is it St. Louis or is it, yeah?
Or is it St. Louis, Missouri?
Okay.
Yeah, St. Louis, Missouri. All right. So
Represent the Midwest. There you go.
The only other one that I'm going to read here, I'm reading one more. Get off, back off. I'm going to bust the Chinese spy balloon on top of your COVID ass.
Yes, there you go.
All right. One more. Thank you. And we'll be out of here. So this one's about the Clint Eastwood segment. So we all know that Clint hated everything that happened in Hollywood. That's why he never got, his Oscars.
Sure. Okay.
That's from David in San Mateo.
San Mateo. Local.
San Mateo.
Yeah. Local boy. That's pretty good. All right. So it's nice that we're getting some people from close to home. I'm actually surprised we don't have much more of that, but that's, you think people who know us might start spreading the word. So
spreading the disease, spreading the cancer.
All right. Yes. We're wrapping it up. Okay.
Okay.
You got it, Big Red.
All right. So that does it. We're done. That will do it for yet another astonishingly beautiful, amazing Don't Listen Basic Chumcast. So remember, if you're feeling sad, maybe a little bit overwhelmed, don't do anything you don't want to do. Call the mental health hotline at 866-903-3783. I'm sorry, 3787. And remember that all we want is on the other side of fear.
Bye, Felicia.
Don't listen. A Basic Chumcast has been an exclusive presentation of Whetstone Entertainment in association with Is Chill Productions. Subscribe, follow, like, and share us while on your favorite social media hangouts and our YouTube channel. We're not into begging, but if you like us, review us and support us by continuing to check us out on your favorite podcast platforms. Find more fun and hit us with your feedback at don'tlistenchumcast.com.
Yeah, that's fantastic.